So we are underway. It's our women's 4-5. We'll be racing for 30 minutes. We'll have some preems. We'll have, actually, we're going to have a lot of preems. So there's kind of a perfect timing here when it comes to discussing preems and sponsors and community support. All of these things. We talked about Smith Farm and Garden. We talked about Bicycle Tulsa. They're great preem. The Divas. You're like, oh. It's like, oh, it's too many divas. Yes, Queen. What are you talking about? Travis, divas. If you don't know what divas are, I've got Jersey Lee. I've got the diva spokeswoman that can help provide some insight. So, welcome, Jersey. Kate, welcome. So, last year we had you on stage. Diva's been part of Tulsa stuff for a long time.
Yes, sir. This is our 13th year.
That's right. So, live and living color discussing the Divas. 13 years at the St. Francis Tulsa Divas. Lots of great activities. I slap these gums all the time, but I don't give it true, honor. Which is why you're here again. Explaining what the Divas are, the mission, the statement, and just everything that's involved with it.
Awesome. So we are the only cycling group in the area that welcomes all women riders of all abilities, all speeds. Anybody 18 and above can come. We literally take everybody. We've got 6 different pace groups. So any capability, any kind of bike. I don't care if you just grabbed a bike from Walmart this morning. We got you. We've got racers. We just take everybody. It's a fantastic group. We have 254 women already this year signed up.
So where is it? We have all these different. Where do you go online, all that? But where do the rides start from? When are they again? Let's talk about it. 254. What did it start with? Like Heidi Blackman, everyone at the beginning. It's just grown immensely. But has it always been about 254? The last 2 or 3 years?
No. The very first year was Malcolm, Carol Bush. There was only 6 people that got this together, and I think they had a total of maybe 50 people by the end of that first year, and it has just grown from there. This is my 10th year working for them, and I'm the director, and every year our numbers are just getting higher and higher. Typically what we do is we start our rides the first Wednesday after spring break, and we ride all the way till the week of Labor Day, and we take off from River West Festival Park. So 5:30, got to be clipped in, ready to go, and you can't miss us. We've got flags all over the place, tents.
So I happened to be down at Wednesday Night Ride that first Wednesday of the season.
That's right, I saw it.
And
there,
so
yes.
Down there, again, you talk about the different groups. Again, different skill levels, different confidence levels. And there was almost like little mini road captains. So some of the more experienced divas that are out there bringing women, getting confidence levels up, building it, having it. Said there was all these different groups, 5 or 10, 5 or 10, 5 or 10. And it was refreshing and great because, again, it's 5:30, everyone's there. Some people are already rolling out on Tulsa, it's the Wednesday Night Ride, right? There's just tons of people that ride out there, hundreds and hundreds. There was a concerted effort to wait, discuss, make sure we're all in it, because it was day one, right?
Exactly.
Again, you have some of the returning veterans and you have new people. And again, growing that confidence because it's intimidating. You hop on a ride and people just drop the hammer and they go on sprints, even though it's just it's supposed to be a chill ride.
Right.
It can be very intimidating. So again, communicating all that and identifying it's a no-drop ride.
Right.
This is here to try to support. It was encouraging and really just uplifting watching all that happen live on day one of the riding season.
That's a lot of prep behind the scenes that people don't realize. I do this job all year long.
So we're going to cue something up here. We talked about the Divas and all that. So we talked about some of the great preem sponsors. The Divas. They collected cash. So we're about to throw something out here. You've been hearing me talk about merchandise, everyone. You've been hearing me do everything as far as $100 here. We're going to do a $400. This is going to be a preem lap. We're going to preem everyone $400. This is the first of our Divas Dash for Cash, a $400 preem. The first of 2, by the way. $400 preems we're going to have in our women's 4-5 race. Alrighty, we're going to recognize, again, this is the preem lap. We're going to do our podiums coming up. Let's just knock it out right now before the $400 gallop happens at the end of this lap. So, without further ado, we'd like to recognize our men's Cat 5 under 35 podium, making his way out of Texas with Paragon Racing. Yeah, it's Gerardo Wade. Into second place, Wade Racing at 16 years of age, out of Kansas, Move Up Cycling Club. It's Abel Black. And coming from Tennessee, Nashville, Music City, racing with Mark Spensdorf BPC Cycling Team, it's Michael Wright. Your men's Cat 5, under 35 podium, Wright, Black, and Wade, 1, 2, and 3. So again, the money collected, again, I mean, we've been talking about $100, but we upped the game here. We went fourfold, and we're going to do it twice. So, again, how is that, like, again, the kind of community support and everything else, how do you get that? Is it just people just open their pockets?
Well, so I promote it, and so the veterans you were talking about before, those are our ride leaders. So we do have a crew, and we all promote this, and this is something we've been doing for years as well, and we've just raised more and more money every year. So for the past 2 weeks, I'll put posts, I take cash, we can pay Venmo or PayPal, and then they all pay me, and then I go to the bank, and I get all the cash, and I get it ready to go, but we raised $1,600 this year. We have a big diva breakfast on Fridays, and that's where we got a lot
on
of
cue. Here's going to be a sprint. Just rider off the front to take this sprint. It is bib 208. That is going to be the winner. $400 in cash. That is bib number 208. Alex Jennings out of Oklahoma taking the $400 cash cream, courtesy of the Diva Dash for Cash. And guess what? That's just one. We have 2 more creams to give out. We'll have a normal $100 cash cream, and then our second $400 Diva Dash for Cash coming on up. Again, this is a 30-minute race, so they're probably going to be coming pretty fast. We'll have a couple more preems, but again, congratulations, bib number 208, Alex Jennings, winning the first $400 Diva Dash for Cash. So I'm showing my age. I'm doing the Gerardo. Yeah. But anyway, a lot of the fun. I mean, this is fun, right?
It is.
There's. I always joke around. Jess Parker, one of the local cyclists here, he says, "Congratulations, you're a Cat 2. Now it's like a second job." So we're in the 4 and 5. You're kind of figuring it out. The divas, the fondos, the fun aspect. Again, explain. You're all about it. I love it. Your social media presence is great. But again, people not understanding maybe some of the ideas of, like, what is it, racing or is it just riding?
It is riding. That being said, however, we have some boss ladies that are racing. We've got one of our divas out there right now, Katie Rich. She is out there. She is part of our team. She's actually our Tulsa Tough board member as well. We had, for the first year ever, we've got 4 divas that participated in the ACE challenge this morning, which is they have to get, typically it would be 100 miles in under 5 hours. So we have a lot of different abilities. It's not just our entry level women. It is really a place for every ability.
Right. I mean, and that's, again, the key point is you don't have to race.
That's
but
right.
if you do, you've got a great foundation and endurance and just the fitness side of it, which is great. And so speaking of that, that's on the diva side. We're going to have Brad Huff up later on with Project Dude.
Yes,
same thing. Again, trying to stay active. I got fat shamed by Malcolm. He said, I asked for the double X shirt. He said, you need to talk to Brad. You got to get back on your bike, Travis. It's the long days for my triathlon days. So, again, Project Dudeman, the divas, great aspects to get people moving.
Yes.
And again, just and the energy. The energy that you look at the bike lanes that are being built all over. The trails. I was in Dallas. I mean, it's a megalopolis, right? 7.5 million people. There are bike trails built all through that. Oklahoma City, same thing. You can sit here in Tulsa and go from Sand Springs to Skiatook to Broken Arrow on the trail system. And it's awesome. And again, that comes down to the confidence part as well for the divas. I don't want to get out on the road. Maybe I don't want Shell Creek Road. That sprint on Shell Creek Road maybe it's a little too. How about just going and take the old railroad that they've converted to the bike path? Again, great aspect of the community here for the divas.
Yeah, we do have one group that is nothing but trails for women that don't want to get on the road. However, once we get closer to Tulsa Tough, if those women are going to participate in the Piccolo, we start getting on them because they need to know how to get on the road. But yes, all the rest of our groups are all on the road. But yeah, there's safety in numbers, right? So they're all together. Our fastest pace group, they're out there just killing it. They're doing 28, 32 miles, averaging 18 miles an hour. I mean, they're great.
So you were talking about Katie Rich, part of the Divas, racing with Team Sound Pony.
Yes.
But also someone else, Marion Abel, bib number 207, first crit race ever. So again, you look down, people, you can sign up and do USA Cycling. You're like, all right, I got my license, I do my annual deal, I re-up. You can also do one days. This is actually not just a one-day. This is her first race ever for Marion Abel. And then you look through like Carissa Mervine, Leslie Swain, with Bicycles of Tulsa, Lauren Lucas, Katie Longoria. These are one-day cycle licenses as well.
Right.
So again, just getting out and doing it. I'm not going to go race all the the Redlands or anything like that, or hit Pace Bend, or go to Austin and do the driveway series. But I may just come out and take on the L-shaped course of day number 2 here at the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium here on day 2 of Tulsa Tough.
That's day 2.
So again, we've already thrown out the first of our $400 cash premiums. We have 2 more. Probably going to wait a little bit, but we're going to throw in only the $100 premium. So again, we still have $500 of premiums that we're going to hand out. So again, we're about 10 and a half, it's almost 11 minutes in. So we've done the first premium. Next time around, we're going to ring that bell, it'll be the $100 premium. So again, if you're just joining us, kind of the admin and kind of setting everything up as far as the T's and C's and legalese side of everything, premiums, what are they? Race in the middle of the race. So we're going to throw out cash if you're in Cat 5. It's merchandise, but again, right now we are talking cold, hard cash and large amounts. Because again, Jersey Lee and the Divas, making sure they're doing the Diva Dash for cash. As you said, donations, going to the bank, pulling that money out, and some cold hard cash. 2 $400 premiums here. As you said, $1,600 for the weekend.
$1,600 total. We'll have 2 $400 premiums in tomorrow's race as well, ladies. Total of $1,600 for you guys.
Again, as we look through on the women's 4-5, the women's 4-5, we're going to be paying out 16th. But here's the thing: there's podium and payouts to 16th, and then there's the dash for cash. So again, definitely, if you're a preem hunter, this is one of the races you want to be in. So next time they roll through, we see the race leaders. We are going to ring the bell, and it will be a $100 cash premium, courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa. Again, thank you for joining. If you're watching on the World Wide Web, great. Come on down here. You can listen to me flap my gums anywhere, whatever. Come down here, spend some money with the restaurants. Head over, have an adult libation. Spend money here with the local businesses, because again, this is not the same Tulsa Tough courses from 2006 when we first started doing this. You look at the Blue Dome on Friday night, you look here at the Arts District. This town has continued to grow up. I think the old adage was City of Tulsa, or City of Energy. That was kind of, that was the motto, the logo. And again, that's energy that you can literally see and feel every year. Tulsa Tough, an international event. Literally last night, the men's pro race won by the German crit champion Dario Rapp, who, by the way, I'm just going to give him the key to the city. It's my favorite new German ever. It's amazing energy, just love for the city and the sport. All right, so it's a preem lap. All right, preem. This is the front of the race. 7 to go. $100 cash preem. $100 cash preem. All right, so that was the front of the group. So Moto is behind that front group of 4 or 5. As they're starting the preem lap, we're going to watch the women's 4 or 5. Only 4 racers left up in there in that group. If there's some of the other stragglers can try to bridge on across, they will try to do it. Speaking of someone trying to bridge, that'll be number 208, Alex Jennings, who won. She was off the front early on. Yeah, so that was our first Diva Dash for Cash Preem winner. She's trying to bridge on up to that front group. Looking there, I believe that is definitely going to be Jennifer Searcy with the Tulsa Wheelman, bib number 205. And trying to see that front. I think that's Win Racing. We'll get that name and face recognized for you momentarily when we get some of those bib numbers there. But as they're making their way up the hill, heading towards Sound Pony on a preem lap, the second of 3 preem laps. Again, just joining us. Got started around 9 o'clock. No delays. The Fondos, they were delayed about 90 minutes, but we have been on time here. The rain stayed off to the south. It's about 30 degrees, 25 degrees cooler than it was last year on Saturday. Don't worry. Oklahoma will be back tomorrow at Crybaby Hill and the McElroy River Parks Criterium. But right now, we're enjoying the cool weather. And again, a little bit of wetness on the course. It's mostly dried out. We did give some people some free showers over here when the Don Thornton Automotive pace car, splashed the crowd. So, hey, you know what? Keep you on your toes. That's a way to get yourself on TV, I guess. So, it is a preem lap. This is a $100 cash preem lap. We're waiting for those race leaders to make their way down the hill. And again, we just talk about everything that's changed. The Davenport, all those different condos are going up north of the Tulsa Theater. Not the same skyline that we've had in the past. Here comes the Audi. Don Thornton Automotive Group. They'll roll it on through as we'll look back. Who's going to try to take this preem? It is going to be Jennifer Searcy. She'll take a $100 preem with 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go in front of Lauren Lucas wearing bib number 256, as it will be Jennifer Searcy, Tulsa Wheelman. She'd gone down to Norman last weekend racing in the Maverick Criterium, that new 2-day race that's on the calendar. A little tune-up for folks. A lot of the Parks Law Firm racers that just made everyone's life a living heck. Living hell. It was amazing watching the Parks Law Firm last week in that P12 race, and they were been very active this weekend already on day number 1. We'll see those pink jerseys of the Parks Law Firm race team. There's going to be Matt Stevens, Valente, some of those other racers, the Cifuentes team, or Cifuentes racers with the Parks Law Firm. We'll see them there. So, Jersey Lee up here with the Divas. We fired off our second. We've got one more. It's the second of our $400 Diva Dash for cash. Again, we don't want to think Tulsa stuff's like, oh, it's the Super Bowl, season's over, everyone head home. There's still a fun summer ahead. Continuing, of course, you're going to have the Wednesday night rides.
Oh, yeah.
Any other activities that you guys have planned?
Sure, we have clinics scheduled all season. We do off-season events or off-night events. Some of our new sponsors have got some cool stuff going on with us. So a new sponsor we picked up this year is New Story Brewery, and they are actually doing a promotion this weekend that if you buy, it's called Turn 8 because they were on Turn 8 of the crit race last night. If you buy one of their beers, every beer they give $1 back to our program. So that's a huge promotion going on. We have another sponsor we picked up, Soma, and they have a beautiful pool outside. So we're about to have a pool party, and every diva gets a free drink. We get to hang up by the pool. There is way more to this than just riding our bikes on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not a culmination of activities. It's just getting started. We have plenty of great weather, warm weather all summer long. Yes. So, 5 to go. We're going to ring this final preem. This is a preem lap. This is the second and final $400 cash preem, Diva Dash for cash, as it is a $400 cash preem lap. And we're going to ring the bell. Our 4 racers here with 5 to go. Preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. $400 Diva, $400 Diva Dash for cash, $400. Jennifer Searcy, she's got $100 in her pocket. She just put 4 figures up. She wants $400. Second and last preem. The Diva Dash for cash up here with Jersey Lee with the St. Francis Tulsa Divas. As she said, $1,600. They've got $1,600 of Diva Dash for cash just earmarked for the women's 4-5 fields, the 2 $400 preems today, and the 2 $400 preems tomorrow at the McElroy River Parks Criterium.
That's fine.
So that's the $400 cash preem. Again, down to under 5 to go. No more free laps. They're done with that. So there's the thing. We're going to be spreading it out for this cash preem, and then they're going to be battling it out. 4 racers. The 4 horsewomen of the apocalypse here trying to finish up this race course. Here's the thing. There's only 3 steps on that podium. So out of this 4-woman breakaway, there's going to be elation, but one of the racers is going to have some heartbreak as we are down with the 4 off the front, the 4-woman breakaway here with under 5 laps to go in our women's 4-5 field. So we talked about some of the racers up front. Lauren Lucas, bib number 256, took a couple years off. Last time she raced was at Tulsa Tough. Looking, though, to get onto the podium, and she's guaranteed a top 4. But again, one of our 4 racers is going to be disappointed as it's a 4-woman breakaway for 3 spots on that podium. But right now, what they're looking at is this $400 Diva Dash for cash. So this is the $400 preem sprint. At the line, Evie Alvarado, Midwest Devo from Indiana, able to take the $400. She'll slow it up here. She will not try to parlay this into a breakaway. As we look, the other bib number 204 also there. It's going to be Kelly Rogan. So, again, it is going to be Evie Alvarado, Kelly Rogan, Jennifer Searcy, and Lauren Lucas. Those are our 4 racers at the front of this race. Now we know the 4 names and faces for the 4-woman breakaway here, as we're now down to 4 laps to go. But at the line with Midwest Devo, Evie Alvarado takes the sprint and the second $400 Diva Dash for cash. So Jersey, when's your Ace Fondo Challenge coming up?
Boy, maybe 10 years. I don't know. I'm so busy running this thing, I don't get to ride as much as I'd like to. But that would be a goal for me, really, because that would be the ultimate.
I was going to say, yeah, all the administration work and the behind the scenes. But again, it's like, when's there time for Jersey? So we'll have to put that on the bucket list, right? We'll have you go chase to go do the do that ace. All right, so the 4-woman breakaway, it's broken up into 2 different groups of 2, starting to come back together. But right now, Circe setting in 4th wheel, Lauren Lucas bridging on up in 3rd, trying to make her way up to Evie Alvarado and Kelly Rogan there. Kelly Rogan, bib number 204, green jersey, out of Georgia, racing with Team Flicker. Again, a very national flair when it comes to Tulsa Tough. Racers coming from all over the globe and definitely all over the United States to come race. So, under 4 to go. Next time the race leaders roll through, it will be 3 to go. As they're making their way down the hill, I'll tell you what, a little cessation of hostilities when you look at the Jumbotron. They've decided just to kind of take it easy. And I mean, it's easy for me to say this. I'm not heart rate elevated climbing up Sound Pony Hill. But as they come here, it's going to be 3 to go, and they're all back together. You can tell they're taking it down. They've had a couple of these big dollar preem sprints here over the last 5 or 6 laps. So bringing it down, letting the heart rate come down. Lauren Lucas at the front shaking the head. She's like, you pull. You're going to go to the front. So 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. Some conversations being had, but they're slowing it up here as they're going to roll through here with 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. Again, the business end of the women's 4-5 race. It's a 30-minute race. We've already given out $900 in cash for the preems. Now it's time for glory. 3 steps for the 4 racers. Who is going to be taking that top step and getting the Curo Athletic sunglasses? Who's going to be 2nd and 3rd and being the podium participants that are going to get the official Tulsa Tough pendant, courtesy of Diamond Sellers, our official jewelry sponsor of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough? And who will be Heartbreak City, sitting in 4th place, looking longingly for the 2026 edition of the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium for vindication? Now, there's always tomorrow, but a totally different course, of course. 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. Katie Rich will roll on through. Who are we? Sound Pony. Coming up next race will be the 2nd women's race of the day, around 11:30, 40 minutes of racing. That'll be the women's 2-3 and the women's masters coming up next at the conclusion of this one, as we are under 3 to go. The next time they come through, it'll be 2 to go, the penultimate lap. So, if you're joining us, man, where have you been? I'm glad you're here. You missed some action. I will forgive you for now, as long as you stay through the end of all these races and the final 2 laps of our first women's race of the day, the women's 4-5, coming to the business end of this one. They're going to make their way over to the downhill section. Again, trying to figure out places to watch. Stick right here. But head over to Sound Pony. Go up to Cain's Ballroom. Go on the backside of the Guthrie Green, where those tight turn 1 and turn 2 are located. Where do you like to watch the race on Saturday, Jersey?
Saturdays, I usually go down by Sound Pony. I like that turn. I like that whole area. There's a little bit of shade. The energy is great, so that's kind of where I tend to hang out.
Great spot. The crowds start to fill up on each side. Even with the barriers there, there's almost spilling over the top. Not quite the chaos and madness that you see up at Crybaby Hill, but definitely a very intense and exciting spot because it's the only uphill section in this course on day number 2. So as you get further into that race, some of that lactic acid building up in the legs, some of that elevated wattage, and just you watch the fatigue in the face. So here it is, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Again, they're putting Lauren Lucas at the front, making her set to the front. She was shaking her head with 3 to go, saying, I'm not going to pull. She'll sit at the front. She's going to slow the watts down. The decision will be, when does she make an attack? Or when will there be an attack from the rest of this group? Again, it's a reduced group. There was 18 women that started this race all together. Now, a 4-woman chase, or breakaway, I should say, chasing for the podium. Who will take the top step? All $900 of our preems have come from these 4 women in the form of Alex Jennings and Jennifer Circe and Evie Alvarado. Had to think about it. So that means Lauren Lucas, she's the only one out of the 4 women at the front that did not get a preem. She's going to be looking for some glory, looking for that top step payout and looking for that Kura athletic sunglasses out of Japan, engineered and built there, manufactured. Kura athletic race sunglasses. They got a tent right over here just before the start-finish line, the orange Kura tent, just to the left of the podium. So you can win a race and get it, or you can go visit them at the tent and maybe go buy a pair for yourself. I mean, it's a little late to get in this race. But, hey, you know what? Registration all day long is open. And if you want to do a one-day license to get signed up for one of these races, chance that if you finish at the top step, you will win a pair of Kuro athletic sunglasses. So, enough of that pontification about the eyewear. Now let's talk about the race. So, again, it's still the four women together. Jennifer Searcy, Tulsa Wheelman. Evie Alvarado, Midwest Devo. Lauren Lucas, racing from Oklahoma as well. And then the fourth member of the group, out of Georgia, I keep forgetting Kelly Rogan. She is just sitting there right there at the back, 204. So if you're wondering what these early bells are for, we're ringing a bell for the backside of our women's peloton. So it's going to be one to go for them. But right now we're going to ring it in. One to go, one to go, one to go, one to go. Final lap, final lap, final lap. Women's 4-5. One to go, one to go, one to go. And again, Lauren Lucas at the front. The other three racers putting Lauren to the front. And she is dragging them along here on the final lap. Setting at the back. Bib number 204, Kelly Rogan. Again, Team Flicker, that green jersey out of Georgia, setting there a little tail gunning. It's not really tail gunning when it's only four racers, but setting at the back wheel there as they make their way on turn number 2 on the backside of the Guthrie Green. We'll look up Boston. We'll make their way on the backside of the Guthrie Green, and they're getting ready to head their way to Main Street. If the Jumbotron and speakers are on up at Kane's Ballroom, Sound Pony Hill, we're sending them your way one more time in our women's 4-5 race. They'll make that right-hand turn in front of the Ross Group banners there. Uphill, there's going to be some lap riders that are going to pass there. They're going to be following the lead moto as it's one to go, 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 one to go. Final lap, final lap, final lap. So the camera will zoom to the right side as we'll look at the front four. Again, still Lauren Lucas at the front. Is she the strongest of the four, or have they just played tactics enough to put Lucas up there to pull them to the front? So they'll make that turn under the shadow of 244. That little, it's kind of a tricky little curb there on the right side, but a very reduced peloton. When it's 100 to 125, you will see riders make their way into that curb on the right side. But they are all through safely as they're now in the white knuckle descent. The multi-block descent from the north to the south. Look off to the west. They're about to make their way in front of the Tulsa Theater for a 220-meter gallop heading our way. The four horsewomen of the apocalypse, but only 3 places will be on the podium. Somebody will have Heartbreak City. They'll make the turn. Evie Alvarado, one of our preem winners, up with Midwest Devo, up out of the saddle, looking to sprint. That's a long sprint as she's trying to make her way towards the line. As we look, she is opening up the gap, and she is going to win it running away. Taking the win, Evie Alvarado, Midwest Devo, the Hoosier State, representing at Tulsa Tough, Evie Alvarado, 14 years old, the junior, taking the win in our women's 4-5. Alvarado first. We'll get the rest of that podium coming up. Looked like that may have been Tulsa Wheelman's Jennifer Searcy in second. But again, congratulations, Evie Alvarado, Midwest Devo. Again, as we continue finishing up our women's 4-5, congratulations to our podium finishers as they roll up the rest of our field in the women's 4-5. Coming up next will be the women's 2-3. Women's 2-3 coming up next. Around 11:30, women's 2-3 and the women's masters. So actually we'll have 2 different podiums out of that, 2 different races within the race. So they all going to be racing together, but it is the women's 2-3 and the women's masters. Thanks again to Jersey Lee with the Divas.
So welcome. I will see you tomorrow.
I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place as last year. First time we got a chance to talk about the Divas back at the McElroy River Parks Criterium. People call it Crybaby Hill, but McElroy, come on. It's the river. The adults hang out on the river.
That's exactly right. Sorry.
The party's on the hill. So again, thanks again to Jersey Lee with the Divas.
Thank you. Thanks
Diva
for
Dash
having
for
me.
Cash.
Yep.
$1,600 being handed out this weekend
Yes.
by the Divas for the women's 4 or 5 categories between today and tomorrow. A great story that continues to get better every year.
Every year. Thanks for having me.
All righty, next up, as you said, the next women's race coming up. Momentarily, we'll be bringing them up to the line. Jeff Mertz, USA Cycling Race official, will get the last final pre-flight instructions coming up.